What is up, everyone? It is Friday, August 21st. Happy Friday. It's actually my parents' anniversary today. 55 years. That's a long time. 55 years. Oh, gosh. It's a long time to be with someone. I can't even make it 5 years. That's horrible. I shouldn't have said that. But this day and age, sometimes I wish I would have been born a long time ago. I consider myself old-fashioned. I have old-fashioned values, old-fashioned morals. Relationships these days, they're rough. So many things to take into consideration. Social media, the friendships, so many things. But anyway, yes, my parents' 55 year anniversary today. Happy anniversary to my mom and dad. I love you guys. And to many more. So, today, we'll talk about a couple things. Conquerors. What does it mean to conquer? I'm not talking about like conquering land or none of that. Talk about conquering strongholds, the struggles we face, the obstacles, the fleshly desires, the negative thoughts, the addictions, strongholds, the battles within ourselves. It says in Romans 8:37, we are more than conquerors through him who loved us, through Jesus. So the other day, I think it was like Tuesday. It was after work. Got home with my boys. Didn't feel like cooking dinner that day. I was just tired, and I was like, I don't feel like cooking dinner. I have those days. Being a single dad, single parent. You work, you come home. Sometimes I come home and I'll do the dishes, and then I'll clean the house, and then I get a workout in, and then I gotta cook the dinner, and then I gotta clean the dishes again, and then that day I just didn't feel like doing dishes. So I told my boys, I was like, you know what? Let's go get a pizza. Let's go Domino's. Let's go pick up a pizza for dinner. Someone got some pizza and wings, and we happened to travel down an old road that we lived before we moved here. Kind of during a rough spot in my life, rough part, and we drove down this road, and I told my boys, I was like, hey, do you remember this road? I was like, this was before I had a vehicle, and before, this was right during the time when my ex-wife at the time left. We had no car, I had no job, so barely had any money. So we used to have to walk down this road to the store to get, whatever we needed. And at the time, my youngest was still baby, so I had to push him in the stroller. So I asked him, I was like, you guys remember coming down this road, walking down this road, and I knew my youngest wouldn't remember, but my middle son, he remembered. And I was like, I used to have to push you up or down the road in the stroller. I was talking to my youngest Gunner, and I was like, times were rough then. I was like, those were rough times then. And it's crazy that I remembered this because those days before that, those few days, I was like going through a rough patch. Just like past week, it's like the devil was attacking me at every angle, and and it was rough. The last week was rough, and so I told my boys, I was like, those were rough times. Didn't have a car. We had to walk. I had to push you in the stroller up these hills and to get, those were rough times. And then it hit me. It was like all these years, these past 7 years, God has brought us through a lot. We've come a long way. We've conquered a lot of strongholds. We've conquered a lot of old things. Conquered a lot of obstacles in these past years. God has brought us through a lot. So I thought about that, and I was like, All the negative thoughts I was having during those days just went away. I was like, man, here I am worrying about just petty things, not remembering all the major things God has brought us through in these past few years. So it's good to remind yourself, we all have bad days. We're human. Sometimes the negative thoughts get the best of us, but this is what I mean. Excuse me. We have to remember what God has brought us through. I look back on my past and it's like God has brought me through so many wars, battles. He's helped me conquer a lot of strongholds. And what I mean by strongholds is this is 2 Corinthians 10:4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty in God for pulling down strongholds. With God's power and God's help, we're able to pull down the strongholds, like I said, the obstacles. So I look back at my life and it's like, man, God has really helped me pull down the strongholds, move the mountains, increase my faith. That's what it comes down to, your faith. It's really easy to get, have those negative thoughts just control you. You really have to have faith and trust God. It was in the daily devotion today. A faith challenge, it was called. We have to have faith. We have to have faith during the hard times, during the seasons of waiting, during the, those rough parts of your life. We got to trust God and have faith, even when things don't make sense, even when things go against our natural senses, it said in that daily devotional, even when things we can't see, the end of the struggle, the end of the whatever, the hard time you're going through. We can't see it, but we have to trust God through it because He'll see us through it. That's the hard part. It's not easy. I was telling my mom, I was like, it's not easy being a Christian. It's easy to just not care, live an ungodly life, not care about, obeying commandments and just do what you want, It's easy to, but once you become a Christian, it gets harder because you get attacked. And the world is ugly. Every obstacle is set up in your path in the world. Everything's set up against the Christians in the world. Everything. Social media, music. Everything is the world. So it makes sense when God says, hey, don't be conformed to this world because it's evil. Everything is set up against Jesus. But it seems hard, but like I said, with God's power, that's how we pull down the strongholds. Nothing is impossible for God. And nothing is impossible for us when we have God on our side. That leads me to Romans 8:31. What then shall we say to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us? If God is for us, who can be against us? Back to Romans 8:28. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called, who are the called according to His purpose. Who love God. That's the thing. You have to, it's hard to explain. It's like it's like a husband and wife. Goes back to my parents. If you love someone, you're going to make it work with that person, God said, if you love me, keep my commandments. I think it's easier to follow the commandments when you love God. It's easier for a relationship to work when you work together when you love each other and work together. If that makes sense. God says, if you love me, keep my commandments. So like I said, it's easier. When you love God, it's easier to follow his commandments because you want to, because you love God. And you love the peace he brings to your life. The calmness, the gentleness, the kindness. These are all things of the Spirit. Things of the flesh, they're evil, they're negative, they're, depressing. But when you have God and you have love and you have kindness, gentleness, peace, it's rewarding. It's a much better life to live. Trust me, I've lived in the negative. I lived in the darkness. You just feel bad. You feel horrible. Makes sense why people stay in a state of depression for so long. Because they're in darkness. Only God can heal that. Fill that void in you. Fill it with peace and comfort and love and calm, gentleness. I look at my life before, it was a mess. Like I said, I was living in darkness. Don't think that you have to get your life together to go to God. Sometimes the best time to go to him is when you're broken. Getting your life together, putting the pieces back together, that's his job. He wants you to go to him how you are. Don't wait. Don't wait until you're, think you got it together. Because then you're relying on yourself and you're not relying on God. I hope this makes sense. Sometimes I come into the videos and, I have a couple things to say, and then all of a sudden all these things are coming to me, and I'm just hoping it makes sense. Romans 8:35. Who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation, distress, persecution, famine, nakedness, or peril, or sword? As it is written, for your sake we are killed all day long. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Like I said, this world is evil. Everything's set up against us. We are counted as sheep for the slaughter. Then in 37, yet in all these things we are more than conquerors through him who loved us. It's like that's the only way to make it in this life. If you want to conquer, you have to have God. You have to be filled with the Holy Spirit. You have to have Jesus. I mean, you don't have to, but be prepared for a miserable, hard, stressful, depressing life. Not saying, troubles don't come when you're saved and you have Jesus. Of course they do, but we're conquerors through him. He's with us as we go through these things. I look back, like I said, whenever me and my boys went on that road, and I'm like, man, that was rough times. But I look back on all these years, how we got through that, and how I still get through it. Every day I pray. I trust in God. I do my best of my human ability to obey his commandments. I'm not perfect. I stray every now and then, make mistakes. God's right back there to pull me back into the fold. But I confess my sin immediately. And I trust him. And I learn from it. I learn from things. You have to learn from your mistakes. We all make mistakes. If you're not learning from them, then you're not growing. So be a conqueror. For all things work together for good to those who love God. And if you love God, you'll follow his commandments. Like I said, it's not easy, but it's worth it. Like that quote I said in Men in Black. Is it worth being a Christian? Oh, yeah, it's worth it if you're strong enough. It's worth it. Like I said, compared to my life before, man, I don't miss it. I don't miss the feelings, the negative thoughts, the depression, the sadness the dark cloud that loomed over my head on a daily basis. How I struggled for every little thing every single day. Compared to now, the light is shining. Like I said, it's not, there's still problems, but I'm able to deal with them so much better. And when I do get down, when I have a bad day, it don't last long. I'm able to get through it more and better and easier because I have God. God is working through me these days. I am a conqueror. That's what it's about. So I just thought I'd share that. I hope I mentioned everything I want to say. Sometimes I get on here and I'll talk and then I'll forget some things until after. But yeah, happy Friday. I work Saturdays, of course. But yeah. So the weekends aren't really all that great. But I have Sundays off. Sundays are nice. Having off. Saturdays, I can relax. Tomorrow me and my boys have been watching Lord of the Rings. We are starting Return of the King tonight. The very last one. We split them up because each movie's like 4 hours. We watch the extended versions, of course. So we're starting at Return of the King tonight, and then we're going to finish it tomorrow night. So looking forward to that. Always looking forward to movies with my boys. Movie night. Yeah, always looking forward to movie night. I enjoy time with my kids. School will be starting here in a couple weeks for us. I homeschool, so we don't start till September 8th. My oldest boy is going to be a freshman. Man, time goes so fast. Enjoy the little moments. Enjoy the moments with your kids while they're young because, man, they grow up so fast. So fast. Life is a journey. Life is a journey. So I think that's going to wrap it up. I hope everyone has a blessed Friday, a blessed weekend. Until next time, God bless.